This is Dietes iridioides, or Dietes vegeta, Fortnight lily. This is Dietes vegeta and Fortnight lily. Now these are incredibly popular, but one of the reasons I'm showing you this, I'm going to include a photo where it's a little more flattering, but this is really what you're going to get if you grow this plant. They're very drought tolerant, low water. You can tell this one doesn't get a whole lot, and they're seemingly low maintenance, but here's what I'd say about that. They're not really low maintenance because to look good they need to be deadheaded. You can see that these plants have not been deadheaded, and you see how the flowers create this seed pod. Well, what's going to happen is that seed pod, here's one down here, is going to dry up and it's going to throw down some seeds. Now I see that they use a pre-emergent in this bed, but I didn't have the benefit of that when my neighbor had these next to my rose garden, and I literally pulled out hundreds of seedlings from this plant. So unless you're going to deadhead this plant, you're going to end up with a lot of volunteers that are going to become a lot of work for you. Secondly, where it's cold, or even when these just get older, what happens is that a lot of the leaves start to die internally. It looks to me like these plants get sheared down probably to the ground every 2 or 3 years, and I would say that's probably the best way to treat them. Otherwise, what happens is the internal leaves start to die, and it just makes the plant look very ratty and unkept, and kind of makes you sorry that you have it in your landscape. Here's how I like to use this. If I'm going to use this at all, I would use this around water features. I love the spiky texture. I like that it's an evergreen. A lot of the grassier type plants with strap leaves are deciduous, and grasses are very popular now. This one's been around a long time, and I like that it's evergreen. I also like its size. It's about 24 to 30 inches high, the foliage portion, and then the flowers are another foot high, so there's almost 4 feet at the top. But this is a really good size for a lot of different applications, so it gives you that flexibility. And then certainly the flowers are neat. Now, what happens with the flowers though is they don't last a long time. I don't know if you know, but a fortnight, as I understand it, is I think that's 2 weeks, and these don't last a long time. Now they come in in waves, and you get a profusion. You can see here that there's one open flower to about 15 or 20 that are done, and so I'm at the tail end of bloom. Also, these aren't super happy because the size of the flower tells me that this plant could be a little happier in terms of nutrients. These can be twice as big as what you see here. Here's my finger for scale. So this is about a 2-inch across, 2.5-inch across flower. A very popular plant, but be careful about how much you use it. Secondly, these clump. You can see here down at the bottom, they just keep dividing. So over time, the plant's going to get larger and larger, and I have a lot of people complain about how it won't stop growing, and they feel they need to get in and divide it. So that's another part of what you need to consider when you're deciding how to space these. These have been spaced about 4 feet on center, and I would say that's a good spacing. 3 to 4 feet on center, you get a nice grouping that way. So that's Dietes vegeta, Fortnight lily.